Sooner than later, you will be in your next Zoom meeting. And maybe you've attended a couple already. But the question is, did you present the most professional version of yourself while it lasted? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you 10 tips to help you look your best in your next Zoom meeting. Now, if that sounds like something, come with me. So guys, the truth is the world has changed and still changing, becoming more digital now more than ever before, now more than 3 months ago, now more than 6 months ago. And guess what? It's not going back. It will always be this way. So the earlier you get on board all things digital, or at least try to catch up in some way, the better for you, your relationship, your future meetings, and of course, the better for you in the world of Zoom. The first tip is lighting. If anybody has to explain this to you, you probably will get lighting, and lighting, because it is that much important. Yes, it is critical to the beauty or to the outcome of your meeting, especially if you're the host. You want to be present. It's like you're on a stage. So if you're on a stage, you have to be seen by all. So, but whether you're host or participant, you have to show up, and you have to show up strong. And lighting plays a vital role in ensuring this. Okay, so just ensure that it's easy. The best source of light will always be natural light. But in the absence of that, what do? Or what if the meeting is holding at night? Very possible. This recording is happening in the night, so the issue of natural light doesn't even come into focus right now. So what if that's your story? If that's your story, you can use something as simple as a rechargeable lamp. Now, I'm working on the assumption that you don't want to start bringing all things fancy, like maybe a ring light or what have you. If you have any form of artificial light, a rechargeable light, a headlamp, you can affix it, just put it close to you. Now, if you're working with natural light, it's easy. Go around your home, go around your space, the space you intend to use for the Zoom meeting. Just keep going around. Like what you have, like the clip you have here. Yeah, just keep going around, keep checking. And if you find yourself facing the light, you'll notice that that's when you have the best appearance in terms of getting all lit for the occasion. Let the source of light not come from above, from your right, your left. Let it hit you from in front of you or from behind the camera. Okay, you do not want any of that. Otherwise, it will cast some serious shadow on you that might not in any way flatter you or your features. Who do you prefer? This Ebele or this one without the light? Really? I definitely will go with the Ebele with the light. Voila. So that takes me to the next point, which is do not sit backing the window where you have the source of light coming in from. The light source should always come from behind your camera, or if you like, facing you, not from behind you, like what you have here. This is a no-no. So sit with the source of light coming from behind your camera and not from behind you as a person. What this does is that it makes you a shadow, really. Or we find just the silhouette of you, and that's not what you want. Be visible, be present, be there. If you're not there, you're not there. If you're there, make it great. Okay. Now, tip number 3 is the angling of your camera. You have to have your camera ideally at an angle of elevation like this. So from here to here, it's almost like I'm going up, not just horizontal, but horizontal above, right? That's the best angle. Worst case scenario should be horizontal like this. Anything outside this will not flatter you in terms of how you come on screen or your features, assuming you're trying to hide any features, really. It won't do justice. If you have it at an angle of depression, as so, if you have it this way, you run the risk of showing everything you probably tried masking or that should be masked, even if you're not trying to mask it. Some things are not needed when you're on screen. So if there's anything hanging in your nostril, we don't want to see it. Boogeyman, We don't want to see him. I'm just saying you want to look at yourself. If the video were to be played back, will you be happy with what you see? Okay, so you have your camera. If you're using your laptop or you're using your phone, that's fine. Just make sure you have something sturdy you can place it on. Okay, maybe a box, maybe a stack of books. Just place it there, get it comfortable. Get it static so that it doesn't keep moving. And that way, yeah, you have a good outing. Okay, so don't put it here. A lot of people who are used to doing selfies are probably already pros at this. You have yourself doing this and that. Yep, so apply the same logic to being on Zoom or any other video call for that matter, and you're all set. Okay, so I'm just going to show you how to improvise. You know, when you're not sure where to place your phone, you can just get a box and get a disposable cup. If you have other things, fine, but I'm going to use a razor. So if you have a razor and a disposable cup, you are halfway through. Just make a small incision, make a small cut in the cup, not too deep. This, as you see, is a disposable cup. Oops, so I've made that incision there. It probably has gone too deep, whatever the case, just for this video. So you place your phone here, and that's it. There's really not much to it again. So you have your phone here. If it's on a sturdy thing, that's it. So you turn on your camera, make sure it's stable, make sure the phone is stable. And if you don't touch it, it stays this way till the end of your session. All right, so that's about it. And if you're going to be doing portrait mode, portrait mode, this is landscape. You can always change the position as so. And leave it, just don't touch it, you'll be fine for the duration. Okay, so that's it. Good luck, guys. The next tip is the background, the space basically you're going to be using. Ensure that wherever it is you have chosen to use for the Zoom meeting or any other meeting for that matter that requires that you come online or that you meet with people, probably people you're meeting for the first time. So you always want to create a great first impression or great impression at any time for that matter, even if you're meeting with people you've met 1,000 times before. Okay, so ensure that your background is in order. If even if the rest of your space is a total mess, nobody has to know. Shh, nobody has to know. The important thing is that the area you have chosen to use is tidy. We don't want to see laundry. We don't want to see children running around. We don't want to see different things in your background. So we want the main thing in your frame to be you. You're the most prominent thing in that frame. Your background has to be perfect. Okay, keep it clean, don't keep it too busy. If you need to beautify it in any way, that's fine. Just keep it moderate. And yeah, that would be a good setup. Now, if everything fails and for some reason you're not able to get your background to look presentable enough, don't worry. You've got virtual background on Zoom to the rescue. Yes, you can do that like this. Right, so click on more right there once you've launched Zoom. Select virtual background, and that's it. Now you're in San Francisco, and you can be in any other part of the world. And best part, you can even personalize it like this. Except to show off, this is a no-no, simply because it is totally distracting. More prominent is the background than even the participant, and we don't want that. Now, when you're done with most of the other things that don't involve you so much, you can go into tip number 5, which is look presentable. Guys, like seriously, look the part. Whatever the occasion, whatever the purpose of the Zoom meeting, are you having a meeting with your boss? Are you having it with colleagues? Are you having a workout session meeting? Whatever the purpose, dress the part. Dress for success. Okay, yes, a little makeup never hurt anyone. Okay, I'm not saying you don't have to do anything out of the ordinary. And when I say out of the ordinary, I mean you don't have to do anything that is not you. So dress like you normally would to the office. This is not the time to wake up, jump out of bed and come out in your PJ. No, it's not okay to come out in pajamas at all. Come like you are coming to attend a meeting, because hey, that's exactly what you're coming to do, right? So dress the part, look the part, appear the part. All right? You don't have to be too distracting in your appearance. By that, I mean your outfit doesn't have to be too busy. Already you have a clean workspace. You have a comfortable thing you're putting on. Your earrings, not too distracting. The colors, not too distracting. You are the most prominent person there. Dress the part. Nobody's saying dress to kill. If it's a business meeting, then come in business appropriate outfits. Even if you are the boss, that's no excuse to come in gym clothes, for example. No, gym clothes will not do. So you want to model what it is you want to see from your team members. Now speaking, assuming you're the boss. Okay, so look the part, look presentable. Your hair should be in order. Your makeup should be in order. And if you want some tips and tricks on how to look your best in terms of makeup every day, check out our Instagram page at WABIO Place. All right, so you have a lot to keep you slaying all the time. All right, so that takes us to tip number 6. Look into the camera lens. There's usually the tendency to want to look at the person you're in the meeting with or the people you're in the meeting with, in which case you're doing exactly what I'm doing now. You're looking at the people instead of actually looking at the lens. So by looking at the people, you're not looking at them. Yeah. But by looking at the lens, you are looking at the people. And this is even more important when you are the host. You want to engage. You want to connect. So one sure way of doing that is by looking them straight in the eye. And looking them straight in the eye on your screen is you not looking at them. But looking them straight in the eye is when you position into the camera lens of whatever device you are using for the meeting. So remember, we look into the lens, we don't look into the screen, especially if you are the one speaking. All right? Okay, tip number 7. And if you haven't already subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe and hit the like button as well. As much as it's expected that everyone would remember, the truth is sometimes we forget to notify our family members that we are having a meeting or whoever is sharing your space with you. So remember to tell them, hey, I'm going in for a meeting. So what this means is do not disturb for the duration of that meeting. The last thing you want to happen is something like this.
Maybe, will you eat garlic?
That is a disaster. You don't want that and that. So to prevent embarrassing moments that touch, you want to notify your family members so that your children don't come running in and your lovely auntie doesn't ask if you are hungry. No, I am not hungry on this Zoom meeting. So what use is it if you are in the Zoom meeting and it's time for you to speak and no one can hear you? So you're like this. Or you're something like this. We can't hear you. And if there's no understanding, there's no communication, right? So you want to be sure your audio is perfect. Ideally, you should have an external mic. If you don't have one, nothing happens. Just make sure you're close enough to the phone. As we speak, I don't have an external mic on, but you can hear me loud and clear, right? That's it. And another thing, there are other interferences, things that could interfere with your audio quality. Things like the fan. It could make you look like you're in one very windy place, and yeah, it will mess up the audio. I'm sure sometimes you've been on a call close to maybe a fan, for example, and you have your friend saying, are you outside or are you on a bike? Yeah, so you don't want that in a Zoom meeting. So like I said, check your audio quality. Be sure you are loud and clear. You're coming out to Zoom, you want to come out strong. You want to create a positive impression. You want to you don't want to represent yourself in a wrong way. You never know who you're meeting on Zoom. And the fact that you are there seeing a couple of people is not to say that those are the only people seeing you. Trust me, a whole lot more people are seeing you than the number of participants you have logged in at any point in time in a Zoom meeting. And that's the truth. Okay, so make it great. Now, tip number 9 to looking your best on Zoom is be present. Guys, like, stay tuned, be there. I mean, you didn't have a gun to your head when you showed up for that meeting, right? So why not be really, really there? Be present. So it's usually not nice when you see people in a meeting and some are slouching, some are looking uninterested, aka you have even like the resting bitch face. So you're there and you're there but not there. You're totally zoned out. That's not very good. You have no business coming to a Zoom meeting and looking like you were forced to be there, or looking angry that you were supposed to be there. So be prepared, so be alert, be ready for the unexpected. If something happens and you don't like what's happening in your background, for example, you can easily close the camera. You can do that before you turn the video off, right? And you can mute as well. And for crying out loud, if you have to get up, for example, and leave the scene or leave the meeting, as you would a normal meeting, you excuse yourself quietly with a lot of decorum. You come back in quietly without causing any distraction. So one way of doing that is turn off the video. It's really not nice when you get up and we only keep seeing your seat or something else in the background that we really have no business seeing, okay? Or when you return, you then have something like your everything coming back because you want to return. All right, so yeah, so see, even my camera is shaking, and those are the things that happen when you have to get up and come back. Get up and come back. It's fine if you need to take a bathroom break, but like I said, apply decorum in everything and respect the rest of the people in that meeting with you. Now, before I go on to tip number 10, don't forget you're having a Zoom meeting, and what that simply means is you're going to be speaking and you are going to be writing. So don't forget to check out the videos I did on 11 commonly mispronounced words, as well as 15 spelling mistakes you might be making. And that brings us to tip number 10. Be professional. Be professional. This is not nice at all. It doesn't matter who is on the other end. It really isn't nice to take this call in full view of everyone. This also shows lack of respect for the people you're in the meeting with, and like you really don't care. Or you find yourself in error when you haven't put it on mute or out of video. You find yourself saying something like this. Hello, how now? Oh, how are you doing? Oh, okay. Oh, don't worry, I'll call you back. I'm in one funny meeting like this with a bunch of foolish people. I don't know, I don't know. Yeah, but I'll call you back. And you end the call and realize, boom, you didn't mute it and the video was on. How will you feel? The ground should open up to swallow you, right? No way, you're gonna be here and you'll face the consequences. Really not nice, really. Whether or not there are consequences, really not nice. Not good for you, not good for those you're in the meeting with. And if this were a situation where you were with your boss, for example, there's no point telling you what happens afterwards. So want to keep this out of the way. Same way, you don't want to be chewing gum, for example. There's nothing professional about that. There's nothing respectful about that. You're not tuned in when you're that way. Okay, so keep it professional. If you must chew gum or have some candy, decorum. I keep saying decorum in all things. Okay, you don't have to be too stiff, yes, but at the same time, respect the meeting. Okay, remember to respect the rules of the meeting if they've been stated, if they exist. If you have an external mic or a cordless earpiece, good for you, and that's ideal. Having the earpiece with the wires dancing all over you, like, it's not the cleanest sight, but if you can manage it and make it look all put together, why not? The important thing is you want to be heard clearly, you want to hear clearly as well. Okay, so don't forget these things, and it's okay to have water. It's okay to have some coffee. It's okay to have coffee. It's okay to have some water. Cheers, guys. So this is okay. Okay, and yeah, so that's about it. Remember all of these things, and keep your personal calls away. You don't want to pick your nose. You don't want to do any of those things while you're on the call, while you're in a Zoom meeting. Okay, show some respect. And like I keep saying, if it has to be done at all, it has to be done well. Okay, if you are present, be present. You are absent, you are absent. And you don't want to be in the meeting and you have, for example, Ebele's Galaxy Note 5 as your identity. No, that doesn't do you any justice in coming on and coming on properly. I've made that mistake in the past, but I don't want you to make it, and that's why I'm saying this. So register properly. Put your name, your business name, whatever it is you prefer to identify yourself. Okay, so if you keep all of these tips, I can bet you your next Zoom meeting will be spectacular. Take it from me. And if it's a Zoom meeting, it means you'll be speaking, it means you will be writing. So do not forget to check out the previous videos I did on 11 commonly mispronounced words, as well as 15 mistakes, spelling mistakes you might be making. Okay, so find that here and here. And if you haven't subscribed, do that here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Cheers!